Well, it's playoff weekend, and joining us now exclusively on Phoenix TV is number 27 for the Manchester Phoenix, Luke Fulghum. Luke, welcome once again to Phoenix TV.
Hey Andy, how you doing?
I'm okay, buddy. More to the point, though, how are you and how are the rest of the boys after last night's disappointing finish in Nottingham?
I think we're all right. It was tough. We battled pretty hard, and I think we actually pretty much dominated the first two periods. And to come out there in the third, and we talked about it in the locker room, let's play a smart game, and let's keep the score close no matter what happens. And kind of got away from us a bit there, and they ended up getting 3 goals, and we couldn't get any more. But I think we're optimistic for tonight. It's still definitely within our reach. All we have to do is win every period, and which is totally possible. And I think we've got a good chance.
As you said there, win every period. In effect, 3 1-0 periods would put us into sudden death overtime.
Exactly, and that's what we're looking for. We're not looking to win by 4 or 5. We're looking to, exactly do that, is win every period. And if we can do that and put ourselves in position to go into overtime and see what happens. So, hopefully the guys can pull together and we can get a solid 60 minutes.
Now, I suppose one good thing last night was seeing that Alex Dunn came through the game well, because for last weekend here he got hurt and obviously he missed the second leg of the Knockout Cup final, but it was good to see him back in action.
Yeah, it was good to have Alex back. We needed him back, being short numbers already, and he contributed well. Playing hurt is what it takes in playoff time, and he showed that he's tough enough to do that, and he definitely helped the team.
And there was 1 or 2 incidents in Nottingham last night. We saw Kenton get a bit of a slash at the end of the first period and have a bit of a chat with David Clark, and then Kyle and Bruce Richardson, shall we say, swap Christmas addresses. It certainly was a tough game last night, and we can expect more of the same tonight.
Yeah, I think so. It's we're fighting for our lives right now, and Nottingham's kind of in the driver's seat. So we're gonna have to battle hard and put our nose in there. And if some rough stuff comes out, we're gonna have to take it and go with it and see what happens. And it should be a hard-fought game and a pretty good rivalry.
Now, looking at the season from a personal point of view, Luke, looking at the numbers, 34 goals I think it is, and 50-odd assists, about 84 points. How does that stack up against how you were hoping the season might go coming to England for the first time?
I didn't really have too many expectations. I knew I wanted to produce, and I think I've done that. Obviously, anytime you look at like Beauregard and he's got 60 goals, you want to be there too. And but obviously it's not going to happen every year, and I think I could have scored more, scored that, or got some more bounces here and there, but it didn't happen. And I think that my season has done well. I mean, 84 points isn't bad by any means, and I'm pretty happy with that.
I guess even with 84 points, you'd swap a fair percentage of them if we'd been able to get our hands on one of the trophies. Most
definitely. That really doesn't matter too much if you're not bringing home hardware and stuff like that. It's a team sport, and individual stats are great. They look good for yourself, but you play the game for the team and for everyone else surrounding, and that's the most important thing. So it's too bad it didn't work out.
We mentioned there about how we'd like to get his hand on some silverware. How difficult has it been with those cup games in the Challenge Cup and the Knockout Cup coming so quickly after one another and disappointingly going the wrong way from a Phoenix perspective?
Yeah, those games were tough on us, because we really had really good opportunities to win both of them. I think having a 4-0 lead in the first Challenge Cup leg and giving away 3 goals and letting them get back to within 1, and then losing by 2 in Belfast when we had a really good opportunity to actually win the game. And then right away again playing another game where we played great, shorthanded, and were able to tie it up, and then had the lead in Belfast again to win the cup. And everyone knows that we ended up losing again. It was really tough playing those games back to back and same team over and over, but that's the way playoff hockey is, and important games are. You're going to have to play the good teams if you want to be a good team, and I think we are a good team, and I think if we continue to play another solid game tonight, I think we can win.
How beneficial mentally has it been, the fact that you've not had any time to dwell on those defeats, particularly the one on Thursday in Belfast again, because you had the long journey back on the ferry and the bus and back into Manchester, and then the Phoenix Awards night, which everyone said was a great evening and everyone enjoyed themselves, but then straight into playoff hockey. You've not had any time to reflect on it, surely.
Yeah, you don't really ever have time to reflect on it, because the more you reflect on it, the worse it is. You start thinking about what you could have done here or there, or one guy did this and one guy did that, and you just have to move on and look at the next game. And I think that's all we're doing right now is we're focusing on tonight and trying to, obviously do the impossible, so to speak. But, it can be done, and stranger things have happened.
Now, an extra little impetus for you personally this evening. Your father's in town. How good is it to have your dad here?
It's good to see him here. He's never been over to the United Kingdom in this area, and I think he's pretty excited. He came at the right time, get to see some good quality hockey games, and I think it's exciting for him, and it's exciting for me to get to play in front of my dad again.
And obviously, like you say, it's his first time in the UK. What are his early impressions on Manchester?
He's like, wow, it's really rainy here. I think he likes it. He's always trying to find city maps. He carries an atlas around with him while he's always trying to figure out where he is. He's kind of a quirky old man, but he's a great guy.
But it would be nice. It would be nice tonight if we could get the result, not only for your dad but for yourself and for the fans as well. The fans that have followed you around all season. Wherever the Phoenix have been, there's always been a great bunch of fans there supporting you. What do the guys think about the noise that these fans make?
I think it's great. We don't have the biggest barn, but when you come into our barn, you know that you're here, and the fans are really, intimidating sometimes, and they're great, and they're nice and loud, and they get us riled up, and especially on the road as well, too. Playing in Nottingham last night, we score a goal or anything good happens on our side, and we can actually hear a roar coming from our side. So the fans have been great. We couldn't ask anything more of them. We just hope we're able to maybe give them a special gift tonight and come back and head to the finals.
Well, Luke, we know it's nigh on game time now, so many thanks for joining us on Phoenix TV once again. The best of luck for tonight, and fingers crossed that we'll all be in Nottingham next weekend with the team on the ice as well.
Definitely. Thanks, Andy.
Cheers, Luke.
Cheers.